Welcome everybody. Third game. Oh no, it's second game of week 2. I'm casting here together with Julian. Welcome as my co-caster.
Hey, thanks for having me.
And we're watching Team baesy against the Grarl Pals. We already said that we're kinda expecting a tie here. Both teams are more or less equal, but we're open for surprises.
Yeah, I think anyone can take it. Every game is open, so it's entirely possible that this will be a 2-0 as well. But
Yes, absolutely. And this is one of the more interesting teams because Crazy and Sonfon, they've been playing since a very long time. Not sure if it was already in season 1, but I know that they've been playing together since season 2 at least.
yeah,
Which is really one of the OG teams and both of the same nation. That's not that common. Like there's baesy and me being a national OG team, and then there's like Robin or Chaikum that are not from the same country, but they're still playing since season 1.
yeah.
Okay, gotta do the options real quick.
Okay.
So what do you think about the spells we have here?
Well, there's a piece for. Well, the sacrifice is a very, very defensive spell and very strong. Giant snails, very aggressive, very strong.
Yeah. And they're perfectly countering each other.
Exactly.
And then we have the vampire for the more situational stuff.
Yeah. I don't
So,
see a good vampire on anyone. Like
not
a really
yet.
good vampire.
Crazy's kind of picking like he would like to take it.
Yeah.
With the anglers. I just don't know why the anglers are there in his role. I think he had a lot of other options with Windhawk, Serpent. Oh, he didn't pick it, he just re-rolled right away. Okay, that's interesting to see. We're having probably in a 5-worker aggressive. Oh no, what?
Okay.
That's some interesting stuff. We're having the luck for him getting the snail on 1, which means there's 2 angler starts in the game, one on each side. And this can be really interesting now because this makes a vulnerable early game for both of the teams.
Yeah, for sure. Whose draft do you like more? I mean, whose roles do you like more? I have one role that I really like, and the others I wouldn't really want to play.
I think the best is the Sonfon role, in my eyes. I kind of dislike the synergies of the boas right now. I mean, Bubblefish has a really nice AoE role, but it is hard to reach the late game. But if he's making the late game somehow, he's gonna be carrying everything here. But I think early mid-game wise, it is definitely Sonfon. He's kind of having a round role. He's only missing a little bit of Pierce.
Yeah, but I really like Bubblefish's AoE role. If he knows what he's doing, he will be unstoppable late.
He's gonna have a hard 1-10, but after that, he's gonna scale more and more into the game, and he will be able to make the deciding holds for his team.
He has a solution for every wave, though.
Absolutely.
So it's not a big problem.
It still has a lot to do with staying calm and pushing workers, and that is one thing a lot of high elo players don't really like to do.
Yeah, we are all in the over push camp.
But I really am unsure about the WikiLeaks role. Like, there's not a lot of synergy. The boa don't really fit in there as well, especially with the anglers. So I'm a little bit afraid what his answer is going to be for some waves.
Yeah.
So here we see we have the Brood coming for him. Everybody else still income sending, and this is exactly what I meant. Like, this is probably just going to be a more or less basic game, a normal game that is going to scale a little bit more into mid and late, and we will see more action there.
Yeah, I would have expected Sonfon to go for some sort of crazy stuff against the flower mask opener.
Maybe they're now
Crazy
starting.
always does that versus me.
I mean, if we're having Licky and Bubblefish, the Grarl Pals, they're really looking bad on 7. So starting now with a save might actually be a huge impact on the game.
They are not. I mean, it depends what Bubblefish wants to do. I mean, I don't play this with with a Shroom on 3. I really like to hard commit for the masks.
Yeah, I would do so as well.
This makes you weak on 6 and a bit weakish on 5, but you are never ever leaking 7. So that's why I like to play it that way.
Well, a little bit, I would say. With masks, you still need a little bit of tanks for it, and only having the flowers not the best, but we see the Aquas in his role as well. So I think with Aqua Mask, you should be able to hold 6, 7 and 8. You might have a problem on 10 then, but usually on 7 you should be fine. Yeah, exactly. So nothing special going out here, but we have the saves already. Crazy and Sunfun. Oh, Sunfun is just taking some income again. So this might actually be not a long saving game. I like it.
Interesting.
Yeah, absolutely. And there's like nobody is really intending to break anybody. I think the double ring turtle from Bubblefish probably doing the snail as well. This is probably not enough to leak Crazy here.
No,
we're still on
Crazy
5
is
workers.
5 workers. Yeah.
Exactly. But look at this, he's not that far ahead in value, but still 1 worker down. So he already sacrificed a lot of strength in the early game because of his angler, because you have to stay a little bit more calm with it.
Yeah.
And it might actually be the case that he's licking some. Is he? It's gonna be close.
No, this is holding.
Yeah, it is. He was lucky with the dragon turtles now focusing the angler, I think. But everybody's still doing fine. We have nothing that is kind of unconventional. But there's a big send now coming. Crazy going for the double brood. Yeah, he will make the... Oh no, he was sending. Do you think that's smart to go for the dragon turtle here on top?
No, and I don't think it's smart to send you. I mean, like...
Yeah, I would have loved 7 way more. You've already invested so much into the save. I think 7 was a way better call, especially if you see that there might be a Violet on the other side. There might be a Canopy, which is really strong on 6 as well. You have way higher chances to break big on 7.
The Canopy was already there on wave 5.
Oh, I didn't see it.
The Windhawk was already there on wave 5 for Vicky, so...
Yeah.
And they got a send on 5, so there was no pressure.
Wait, Bubblefish... He just lost his Canopy. He was running exactly in front of the wave and... yeah, sacrificing himself, and it's not looking that good for Crazy as well. This is actually surprising. They're leaking way harder than I was expecting them to do.
Yeah. How do you get your Canopy sniped like that?
I have no clue. Like, he was sniped before the Honeyflower. The Honeyflower was barely touched, and the Canopy was already dead.
Poor positioning.
Yeah, I would never position my Canopy that far into the middle. You should always have it to the side, where it is able to regenerate the most. And this will make a small lead here. Obviously, they've lost a lot of pressure. They've got 30% of the king in return, but Crazy and Sunfun are not looking that bad on the next 2 waves. So I think they've just done a nice call in the end, and they might be able to scale a little bit with that.
Yeah, and the point is Bubblefish went for Canopy and LIHL instead of committing for the AoE. So he has 2 units that will not contribute to his AoE role later on. So
and Vicky's actually pretty weak the next 2 waves. So usually he should not be that great on those. He's now getting the 40 cent, which is kinda giving him a little bit of a chance to push 1 or 2 workers again. I think that might have been a bad call from Crazy. He should have just gone for the Cannoneer and 8.
Yeah.
To put a little bit more pressure on those bounty hunters as early as possible, so he will lose the stacks, which will make him weaker not only in the early game because he's leaking, but also in the mid game because of the lost stacks.
Yep. How are the stacks looking? 74 and 77 on his bounty hunters. That is not too bad.
No. But it's
Crazy
nothing
has 75.
nothing
That
special.
is,
Yeah, he has
yeah,
75. He just upgraded the angler. That's why he's not able to have more.
yeah. And
And
he's being starved by bubblefish.
yes, and I totally dislike that he has placed the Windhawks that far into the middle. I think they're way better placed to the wall. In the middle, they're nice on like early game waves like 4 or 5 to tank some from the split as well. But later on, you want to have your violets deal damage instead of tanking.
Yeah. But I don't like that bubblefish is starving him that hard. I mean, he has a really strong AoE role. He really wants to have a fat game.
Yes,
He
he
wants
has to
to have
scale.
the yeah
He has
scaling
to
and
roll into it exactly.
exactly. He leaked 6 and then doesn't send
Oh,
for
I'm pretty sure he was hoping for the ogre.
yeah.
And not getting it here with 7 Mythium on the line is actually hard for him. Now he has to choose for the triple brood, which is not as hard to hold for crazy as the ogre would be.
And
He's
he's
probably
being
leaking anyway.
starved by Zonfon who has 200 Mythium
Oh
and
shit.
he will send on 10.
And look at this. He's going for the death cap, expecting to
Yeah.
send on 9. This will be a hard one. Oh, and even WikiLeaks, he knows that Sunfan is bad and deciding to go for the Kingpin with 85 stacks.
Yeah,
To be
but that's
honest,
okay.
wave 10 is gonna be hard for the Grarl Pals. They won't have
I
a lot
think
of a chance.
I think he will just get a second Kingpin on
Yeah,
Wiki
but
or
both
place the
Kingpins?
Zerker.
He will have both Kingpins under 100 stacks. So the more or less free mid game he had is gone. And Crazy's holding here the send. Or close to holding.
Yeah. Yeah, this will be a pro league, and that is really bad for
Yeah,
Team
look at
East.
this. 12 workers, 4 workers ahead over everybody on the Grarl Pals.
Never
They
mind,
don't
it's even a
have the
full
best
hold.
value. He's just holding the send because the ogre was not getting out. And even one berserker won't do a lot there, to be honest.
No, not for bubblefish.
No, absolutely not. Wiki might have a shot here. Still,
Yeah, I
his
think
anglers not having a lot of stacks. And the king ups are coming out. I think that is the only thing they can do here. They have to do the king ups. They have the better late game, that's for sure. They just have to bring the game there, maybe do some king ups in between and stack the king to not feed the enemies, and in the same time, yeah, giving a little bit more strength to their own waves. But are they able to bring that home as a win? It's 280 and 200 cents. I mean, that's not a small cent.
No, but as I said, I think Vicky
Yeah,
will
he's
just
holding.
hold.
Oh, he's even lucky with the Kingpin surviving.
Yeah.
So that's really good for him. And the Berserker on top. And to be fair, even Bubblefish was holding way better than I expected him to do.
Yeah, that's what I said. Like, Berserker is really good, because Deathcap can tank really long on 10.
Yes,
So
he had a good tank. To be
Yeah.
fair, if there was like only a semi-good tank, he would have done way worse. And here the Kingpin with the Berserker, I think this time around it was a perfect order to tank for them. Berserker first, because the Kingpin is dealing more damage here. That's just perfect. They're only getting 2 ogre hits on the king, which is 2% HP. This is just free for them.
Yeah, this is not too good for Crazy and Sonfon now. Especially Sonfon, who really saved for a long time.
They're still on the worker lead though. We have to remember about that.
Yeah,
and
true.
I think if Wiki is now residing for the giant snails, which I'm really hoping, because Sonfon is not looking that great against the giant snail send, he might be able to scale into the mid and late game as well, because he's just able to send more value against Sonfon and break him possibly.
Yeah, but he's going for the vampire.
I dislike that, to be honest.
Wait, what did Bubblefish sacrifice? Did he sacrifice his Berserker over the Canopy? Oh.
He did, which is absolutely a wrong decision. You should get rid of your Canopy here, because you can still use the Berserker on weights like 13-15 for some good DPS or tanking. And the canopy is basically useless from now on because everything the canopy can do is now done by the boa.
Yeah.
And what did Sunform sacrifice? I did not really have a look there.
I don't know if he already sacrificed
Yeah,
something.
true. You can now
might have
sacrifice
saved.
later on. What do you think about now sacrifice giving the gold? Oh, he didn't. We see it with
Yeah,
the
he
Oro
didn't.
still. What do you think about this? Is this a great improvement for the game?
I think it's good, yeah. I like
Yes,
it. It makes
absolutely.
the spell very strong, but it introduces a new layer of mind games that you
I
can play
think
with your opponents.
it might be one of the spells with the biggest mind game potential right now. Just imagine you're already having the Haven with the 90 gold you get from Sacrifice. You're having a free 11-12, and then you're just going for the Sacrifice Haven, and you're having 700 gold over, and you can build something really strong against 13, 14, 15.
Yeah.
I think this is actually at least one tier upwards, just because of this small change.
Yeah, but I mean, Sonfon just sacrificed the Violet, which I don't like. I think
No,
he should have
absolutely. I
sacrificed the
don't.
cat.
Exactly. I would have done the cat as well. Or maybe even still saved. I mean, there was no
Yeah.
reason to kind of do it yet. They felt decent on 12.
Yeah, especially Crazy is really good on 12 with his Kingpin. There's no way
Yeah.
he ever leaves 12.
And now we have a one-sided send only. We're having the 4-eye come against Wiki, who's already built the Fatalizer. So he's really looking bad on 12. Both are expecting the send on 13 there. They're going to defend 13 because they expected it and then want to go 14 themselves, I would say. Or even 15. Yeah. So I like the prediction that it can actually be a game throw for any side. Either they're leaking hard and then having a lot of that value in the Fatalizers for 14 and 15. Or they're just going to win. Why are they king upping?
Because they're think
afraid.
the send is coming and they are a bit afraid.
Oh, look at Vicky's value. Holy shit.
Yeah, it's really low.
At the 4 is actually a really strong send against him.
Yeah, but it's double Kingpin with Vampire, so... he looks really strong here.
Yeah, so
but then again, alright.
On the other side, we're having the Deathcap tanking a little bit too much. Well, she's basically tanking everything, which is not as intended. But Vicky just doing perfectly fine here once again. He's just clearing that out and maybe leaking the 4-eye though. It's gonna be close.
Yeah, with this focus he's leaking the 4-eye.
Wow, that's awful. I feel really sorry for him. He could have held here, I think. But I mean that one is a instant kill. What is a king spell? We're having lightning hammer, so there's nothing that is going too bad for them. Like good spell, they're having a lot of upgrades already. And I think 14 is the way to go now.
Yeah, for sure.
Have a look at the Sunfon, he's just super dead on 14. They should take action now.
Yeah. But this is the problem, like Bubblefish committing for Canopy and Valshroom and not farming his income. Now on 13 he has a weak wave with his AoE build and he's just leaking a lot. This is just all caused by his saving early game. So, yeah.
I'm absolutely with you. And WikiLeaks going for the very, very aggressive push. So this send now has to break the other team. Otherwise, they will be falling off far.
Yeah, and Bubblefish just has no workers and no income, so he has no real way back into this game. He's even adding two pilgrims, which I don't like because that has really no synergy with us.
No, there's no synergy. I dislike the fact that that's a mistake a lot of people do, especially in like diamond range. That's like the lowest people I see all the time. They're positioning their flowers and their units way too far on the top because you want your boas to tank. They're meant to deal splash and tank. You don't want your boas to do DPS. They're not there for that. Yeah. And now you just have a Deathcap tanking for a boa, but you want to have it the other way around because a Deathcap is actually dealing some serious damage.
Yeah. And Crazy and Sunfon are almost holding the set.
Yeah, that's actually disappointing.
Crazy is actually holding.
Look at the value from Crazy. Even having the Hades.
That shouldn't hold.
Absolutely
like the new Hades. Come on, man. So good.
Hades is super strong right now.
Jesus.
But I mean, the set was not perfect, to be fair, I think. Ogre double
No.
brood. It's not what you want to have, kinda. You have that much AoE from the 3 violets at very first. That might clear it out, but this is a full hold, and we're having now Bubblefish and Vicky both a little bit under value. Sunfun and Crazy totally fine on value, and this is going to be into the late game. But now Bubblefish under value. Is he still able to perform with his huge role while having to build 4 pilgrims? What?
What is this? Come on, man.
Oh my god. He could have just done like Mask or Aquas.
Yeah.
I think he just wants to go for the shrooms.
I think he wants to hold here because they are panicking because they think the scent is coming here.
Yeah.
Which would kill them, to be honest. But even if he builds for it, it will kill them. So I don't.
The thing is, they're having a really good shot on 16. There's not a lot of peers Sunfun has. Crazy's a little bit undervalue, and as soon as the wave will turn around against the Coilers, there's not a lot to do there as well. Whereas usually Bubblefish would have had a great wave 16 if he just went for some flowers, some aquas, some masks, anything of those.
Yeah.
But this is going to be very interesting. I'm pretty sure everybody's sending here. And the full lizard send is actually shocking me.
I think he wants to distract the coilers from the wave with the lizards.
Yeah, pretty sure, but 1 lizard is more or less enough there, I would say. To already give you a few seconds. He could have just gone for the pack leader, which would have had way more impact. And even both of them leaking.
Yeah. This is not looking good.
We already see your teammate in the chat, Magic, responding to our sacrifice chat we had before. And he also says that, in his opinion, it's now S tier because of the mind game and the decisions you can now do with it. And that's kind of what I think as well.
Yeah, and I'm very happy that he's watching this cast, especially knowing that about sacrifice now. So we can use that in 2 hours. Now.
Thumbs up. Sadly, I can't watch it live, but I will rewatch your game for sure. I'm really interested in seeing you. Probably going to 2-0, I would say. I would highly favor you. But let's see. Maybe there's some surprises from Penny coming.
Yeah. Why is he upgrading violets instead of coilers?
I have no idea. Like, there's so much strange going on, especially that Bubblefish still did not decide to do a tier 1 at the top with still having 50 gold over.
Yeah.
Or he could have just built 2 masks. Like, he's really playing it a little bit strange, to be fair. I actually thought he's going to be a rising star, but there was a lot of building mistakes in my eyes. He did, and they're just going to lose this game.
They will just lose here, yeah.
Yeah, there's no chance. Crazy and Sunfun are going to die to this. Small leaks. That hold on 14 was just amazing. And now this is ending the game, and this is the 1-0 for Crazy and Sunfun.
Yeah, I have to say Crazy and Sunfun played that really well.
Yeah, they did not really do any mistakes. I think they made very clear decisions that were understandable for everybody else.
Yeah.
And yeah, nothing to do. There was no heavy building mistakes. I would personally just put the violets to the side, but that's probably personal preference.
Yeah. I think some things could have been changed and optimized, of course, but they were in full control the whole game.